represent.
Agreed, but
you know,
it just it's just it hasn't worked yet.
What, like somebody switching to like another party?
Yeah, starting a new party.
Somebody didn't the governor of Florida do that shit? Charlie Crist?
Did he?
Yeah.
I know Kanye.
Do you know his political career? It didn't go well.
But I'm saying like he was still elected under both. He got elected once as a Democrat and once as a Republican, right?
Switching parties isn't starting a third party.
Oh, that's what y'all said. I thought y'all meant switching parties.
No.
Oh yeah, no. 'Cause I thought you said he tried to do it again under a different party.
That's what Teddy Roosevelt tried to do.
Yeah. Okay.
But under like a
new.
We're not fucking with the opposite side. We're just gonna, which is far more respectable, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of
significantly.
It's funny though, because there's a lot of like parties that are still trying to like find their trying to get on the card and shit. And it's just like, bro.
Yo, Green Party almost did it.
That's what I was gonna say. Shout out to the Green Party. Nah, they were on that shit. Yeah, they were on that shit.
What the hell's the Green Party?
Bro, they
were like about like what environment change and all that shit. Like
that was their shit.
Nah.
What year was this though? This is.
No, I'm talking like the Green Tea Party. Like no, was it the Tea Party?
The Boston Massacre.
Nah.
The Tea Party.
All right. I'm gonna stop saying things that I don't understand or know.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Shout out to Al Capone.
Shout out to Crispus Attucks in the Boston Massacre.
That's funny.
Let's run this bitch.
Yeah, you like mobster shit?
Mobster?
Mobster.
I'm not too into it. I think it's cool though. Just like
you have a favorite movie?
Doing what you want. Favorite movie? It's probably got to be. I like The Departed because when like Leonardo DiCaprio, he was like fucking going crazy.
What an asshole!
This is Zanaya.
This is the righteous vigilante Jaymond Kreek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open.
Hey yo, check it out. This is mainstream, never mainstream. You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You are now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.
It's always the echo at the end that gets me. Like it's like you just feel like some shit is about to start.
Yeah.
You already know what time it is. This is the Florida Vibe Directory.
That was awesome.
It's your boy Gabe Avelli. We back here with another episode. Shout out to the man in the booth, Young Cool Hand Luke. You already know what time it is.
Yo.
And today we got a very, very, very special guest. One of the originators of the Minds Wide movement. Somebody that has done pretty much everything here, from interviews to morning coffee freestyle to live shows under the Minds Wide banner. Different things, just an overall great dude, man, supporter of the culture.
For sure.
If you from Broward and you done been to shows or been on the internet, you definitely have seen this man. The host of the Conversation Realm, man, the big motherfucking homie, Jaymond Kreek in the building.
Hey, yo, respect, guys.
RHV.
Yo, that was awesome, bro.
Yo, shout out to DQ, man. DQ is the intro king, but I'm working on something.
Yeah, he's really stepped your game up.
He's been,
You're on his heels for sure, because that was incredible.
Nah, man, because he'll be there like, yo, the lyrical, spiritual.
Nah, he rhymes it. He goes.
I see it.
DQ
12 bars deep.
He is different. Shout out to my boy.
Shout out to DQ.
How you feeling?
Shout out to
bro?
DQ, man. I'm feeling great, man. Living a nice, healthy, balanced life, dog.
It's been a long time coming, man. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad to have you here in the building, man. For the people that don't know, let's give them the whole shebang, man. Let's start from the beginning, man. The Jaymond before the Kreek, man. So how was your early life? How was it growing up for you?
My early life was like, it was like, Jamaican immigrant mom, single mother, 3 kids. So like, she always told us what it was, that, we ain't always had the bread like that. So it was just like a lot of work. I was working at like 12 years old doing the paper route.
That was your first job?
Well, it was, pretty much. I was working with my mom. We would get up at like 1 a.m. and just like deliver out in Weston for like 4 or 5 hours.
What?
Yeah, so I did that since I was 12 all the way till I was 18.
No fucking way. Like a real paper route?
A real paper route. But this ain't some shit where you're on the bike and you're just throwing like paper out.
Like the game and shit.
No, this is like 200 pounds of like newspapers like in your car, driving around Western Road throwing them out.
What?
Going up condos, upstairs with a fucking bag and like fucking 100 newspapers on me and shit, walking up the stairs and shit.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so it was real. Like it's like I always say, like I wasn't from the ghetto. I was raised in like East Miramar, Miami Gardens, County Line 441 type shit.
Okay, so
but
by the Waffle House.
By Captain Max.
Yes.
By Captain Max.
Okay. So,
Yeah, for sure.
You say you're not from the ghetto?
Do you consider that the ghetto?
I mean, it's the area.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
Area is a great description.
Because
Like if you've been around enough ghettos, some people will just say it's like an area.
It's an area, all right.
no, look, my cousin would always say this thing, and it's like the truest shit, bro. If you grew up in walking distance of 441, you've seen everything in your life.
For sure.
Like, straight up, bro, you've seen everything. So that area is definitely, something that's gonna mold a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it, bro, because like, not to be on some like racist shit, but I was like raised around like predominantly black people, so I got like the black experience, and like it was just like growing up fighting, ranking sessions and
playing
shit.
football in the street.
Playing football in the street. That was a beautiful thing, and then it's
I mean,
crazy.
we played football in the street too.
Yeah, I had a crazy spin move. I thought I was going to the league with that shit, but I was more into basketball.
Okay. So from there, that was like the early life. So what were like your formative years like school days and all that type of shit?
like start from middle school or
We can start from middle school, yeah.
define formative years. I'm sorry.
I would say
Well, I mean that's up to you because you
Right.
have to know what years formed you. It's the years that formed your personality and yourself most.
Okay, definitely working at Paper Route with my mom was like a part of my formative years. Shit, I was like into anime and shit, reading manga and
what
stuff
kind of
like
what kind
that.
of animes were you inspired by?
I remember a lot of Shaman King back then, Naruto back when I was in like 8th grade and middle school, and just music. Music has always been a part of like I just liked music.
So what kind of like music was like inspiring you around that time? Actually, before you answer that question, at what age did you like kind of start to form your own music taste and like stop just listening to the radio and shit like that?
What age? I'll probably say around like right when you hit puberty, around 12, 13, 14, I discovered like bands like The Fray, like How to Save a Life went like fucking platinum.
Yo, that shit,
Yeah,
that shit
on
went platinum
YouTube.
in the hood too.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Everybody was listening to that shit.
Cable car.
Middle school, Linkin Park was going crazy.
Yes, sir.
Party Like a Rock Star and all that around that time. So, but I really like I really formed my music taste around like 2008, where I decided where I wanted to be a rapper, and I was like doing all this research on like different artists and shit on like Biggie and Wu-Tang and stuff. So,
So what made you decide like, yo, I want to be and I could be a rapper?
What inspired me was like I saw Busta Rhymes on the Wayans Bros, and like he made a cameo on
classic
that.
episode.
Yeah, dog, and he was going crazy in this like green suit, and I was like, that shit's lit as fuck. And from then he was like my favorite rapper, and so that stuck with me. And then I just knew I wanted to do it around 2008, and like fucking Lil Wayne was going crazy, Soulja Boy was going crazy, and it just like.
Right.
I'm in the house watching Lil Wayne, The Carter 3 on YouTube, and it just felt like something I wanted to do.
No, honestly, like I feel like if you're around that age, bro, the Carter 3 has changed so many lives.
For sure.
Cause it's one of those albums that is very complete. Like now that I'm like an older, I'm older or whatever, and I go back and I listen to it, I'm like, yo, this shit it gives you everything. Cause it gives you club, it gives you lyrical, it gives you storytelling, it gives you everything.
It's
like
a fucking complete hip-hop
it's like
album,
everything
yeah.
that you could think of like that you like from music is on that album. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is definitely a very crucial album. So when you first decided that you wanted to rap, you were what, like in middle school, high school?
2008, I think I was just about to get into high school.
Okay.
So I was like 13, 14 type shit.
Okay, so yeah, I was around the same age
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time too. So what like technology were you using to like pursue your rap career?
YouTube, I was YouTube, and then I was using like the the regular computer microphone, and then you go on settings and you turn on the microphone and you could just like rap through there and like record like little audio stuff.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
So in 2008, I was practicing my raps on that, doing Marco Polo freestyles and shit.
Shit.
And yeah, bro, there's probably a couple YouTube freestyles of me like just rapping on beats on YouTube just as a little jit.
So what like who was like that main artist that you were like, yo, I need to like kind of sound like this motherfucker when I rap? Or you were always kind of like on some I'm gonna be myself type shit?
Nah, I wish, bro. I wish I was trying to be myself. I was really trying to be like Big L and Talib Kweli and shit.
Okay.
Like, I was trying to like rap like them because that's what the internet told me was real hip hop.
For a fact.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like back then people was hating on Wayne too. So it's like I'm researching.
Yo, you remember how? Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
You remember how they used to do the They used to talk about MF Doom versus Lil Wayne in a battle, like who would win.
Yeah.
And like people are like, "Are you serious?" Like
Most devs said he would wash Wayne.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's like I don't know, because Wayne is a clever motherfucker. Like even if you go back and listen to like Dedication 2, Dedication 1, like bro, there's so many clever bars that it's like, of course, at 12, 13, you don't understand. But now, you know, at my age, I'm like,
He was saying this back then.
exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. Like,
And he's only got better.
And that's the thing is like, I feel like when rappers get to that level, like of a Wayne, an Eminem, like when they just get too good, it's just like, you know, we get kind of fatigued of them being good. So we actually don't appreciate their greatness.
Right.
But when you go back and you actually listen to it, like from a not hating perspective, you're like, oh, this motherfucker is still as cold as he was when I was a kid.
I think he's even better.
I would call it an unjaded perspective because you're not approaching it with, hey,
It's just like you just think it'll never be as good as what you came up on.
yeah, you're jaded by what you've already heard and appreciated.
Well, I mean that's interesting too, but I think like when you really like look at the metrics of the craft, I think you can only like believe that Wayne got better. You know, through his like rhyme schemes and shit, and the way he's attacking like all these features, like he's going crazy.
Yeah. And it's like new shit that he's saying.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Which is crazy. So what was like the first song that you were like, all right, I'm an official rapper. Like this shit sounds nice. I could put this out to people, and like what was that first moment that you had that was like that?
Shit, I guess I want to say like I hate cocaine.
So this is like years after.
Yeah, it's years after.
All right,
I never really felt like an official rapper.
I feel like we're skipping. So I feel like we're skipping. So all right, so you were using the computer microphone.
Yeah.
You dropped the Marco Polo freestyle.
Right.
And like, were you showing like people that you went to school with, or like?
What it was like, so when I went to high school, right, me, Element, and a whole bunch of like other guys.
So y'all went to the same school?
We all went to the same school. Even Splash Naughty went to Flanagan, and
Yo, damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, we probably know hella the same people.
yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Splash.
Shout out, yeah. Shout out to Splash for sure.
I went to
Always show
MacArthur,
love.
bro. So you already know it was like
Yeah, that's
our
right down the street.
Our sister school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shit. Who else? Bro, a lot of people went to Flanagan, bro. Like,
But
shit.
was it West Pines We Crazy and all
West
that
Pines We Crazy. So yeah, I could talk about that too. Like the dude that produced that, like we used to work too, like, and he went off and like worked with like other like great people in the scene. So yeah, West Pines We Crazy. That's Zach Fogarty, and that was his whole production, and like IK and all them people. Like they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I was around for all that.
Yep. Trust me, I've heard so many people sit here and talk about it. I need to actually get an interview with them, dog, because yeah, I need to do it, because like I was on like the other side. So like, you know, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
We was jealous.
Really?
Yeah, hell
I
yeah.
thought people were clowning it, man.
Like, but people liked it so much.
But it was going crazy.
It was going
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
and then
for
we're like,
sure.
bro, like, how the fuck is this shit going crazy? And then we were trying to like mac on those girls, and they're like, oh my god, IK and Falco, they're so
Falco
cool.
and
You're like,
all
oh,
them, yeah.
fuck these
Oh,
guys.
these motherfuckers became celebrities?
Basically, like, you know, little local celebrities, you know what I'm saying? Especially like during like the MySpace days.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you would go on their page looks so fucking cool, and you're like, yo, how the fuck niggas got these type of pages and shit? Like,
Yeah, just putting in the work, man. Them boys putting in the work early.
yo, that's the thing though, is like when you start early, it's like, you know, you're able to kind of understand shit a little bit different, you know?
And that's what I wish I did. But, you know, I felt like an official rapper when I was doing these ciphers at high school. So we all had this like, we would just all link up and rap in the middle of the courtyard, bro. This is back when like actually being a rapper was cool, like rap. Not like, hey, everybody raps. It's like, oh, you know how to rap and beatbox and freestyle. Like, it was around that time. And we was always doing ciphers in the courtyard, and we was drawing these large-ass crowds right before, like, the bell rang. So that's when I felt, it's what I was. It was a part of my identity. That's when I felt like
Y'all ever
a
had like a
rapper.
battle?
We did a couple battles before, but I wasn't the battling guy.
You never?
Nah, I might hit the beatbox or just go off top of
You've
the dome.
never caught a straight and got into like a one-on-one for fun?
DQ hit me with a straight one time back
Sheesh.
when I was like...
That makes sense.
Yeah. I was on like my Kurt Cobain shit, and then he was
That
talking
makes
about,
sense.
oh, you got... Yeah, he hit me with a straight.
What'd he say?
Yeah, no, we gotta know now. You spilled the beans.
He was like, cause I was on my like Kurt Cobain. This is back when I was going to Miami at like Art Central Miami and shit.
Okay.
And I was on my Kurt
Were you wearing a
Cobain
flannel?
grungy shit. I was wearing a flannel.
I knew it.
I was wearing dirty ass Chucks. I was on my Kid Cudi shit. You
All
know
the
what
way
I
there.
mean?
Wait, you're saying Art Central? That was like a show that they used to do back in the day.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit, right?
back in
I
the
remember
day,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
And shit, I came up to get my shine. I was rapping. I was just rapping just to rap, and then he got the mic and he was like, "Nigga, your shoes dirty." Da 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 da. And I'm like, "Damn, this nigga's superficial. He's getting me for my shoes.
Yo,
Nigga, I'm on some
he
grungy
is.
shit."
Come on,
Yeah.
DQ.
No, that was a good time. We go back. Yeah.
Nah, we
Damn.
love DQ. Yeah,
So how
obviously.
did you rebound from the DQ diss?
I didn't rebound. That's
You didn't
I'm
come
not
back?
the battle rapper. Nah, I'm
Ah,
not.
man.
Like, nah. I always made it a point. Like, that's just like.
You-
I don't
but you
even- I don't
never
even-
accidentally like.
I don't even do roast sessions. Like, it's just like that's not my energy. You know
I-
what I mean? Like breaking
well,
somebody
you're
down.
you're a nobleman.
Yeah.
I kind of feel you because after a certain age, like, I don't try to roast that much. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I'll still crack a couple jokes. But like,
Yeah, I'm
No,
all for the jokes.
either you are it or you aren't it. Don't give it an age.
I tried to become it. It just wasn't me.
It's just not him.
You know, this battle.
Don't
rapper,
try to
bro.
project it on him being an age thing.
no, I'm just saying. I'm talking about me.
So you are also not of it.
Nah, I mean, I could roast. I'm just.
Well, then you are of it.
Did you ever like?
Look, I see you
like,
trying to
oh,
avoid
raps and
getting
stuff?
it.
Nah, yeah, bro. I used to have to defend myself. So yeah,
Okay,
bro.
bro.
I had to.
Every once in a while, you gotta defend
You
yourself.
know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
But when it came to like the studio like record, like the studio diss track, yeah, I for sure went off.
Ooh.
Like, there's just one beef I had in high school.
Let's talk about
with this
it.
dude named.
You don't gotta say names if you don't want
This
to.
dude named.
Yeah, this dude named whatever the hell his name was.
What was it?
He was
It
just
was E
like,
Money, wasn't it?
We'll call him E Money. We'll call him Skeet Money.
Scheme, like,
And,
yeah, so
'cause
it's
he's a
not
fucking
good right
joke.
now.
And yeah,
He's getting dissed all over.
because you know when you become something and people know you for something, like you're just gonna attract haters. And it took me a while to like understand that in life. I thought people just like you're gonna attract haters. So he was hating on the fact that I was doing my thing with my little group. Shout out Roots God. Who was,
shout out Roots God.
Roots God and Chris Harvard. We were in a group called Cosmic Kids, and he dissed us. And then we made like a record and like dissed him back, and that was it.
On
What platform?
Original beat, or was it like y'all got on Renegade and killed him?
Shit. That might have been it. That might have been on Renegade.
Dropped it on MySpace or DatPiff or.
It was for sure on MySpace. I think we might have downloaded
Yo,
the
that's
beat.
where I dropped my high school disses as well. That's
Yeah?
magical.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good time. So yeah, I had my moments.
Yo, MySpace for high school dissing back in the day.
So boom. So you were there. You were dropping music on MySpace. This is like throughout high school. So then after high school, like where was your like kind of like your mentality at?
After high school, all right, so this goes back to like my formative years, what I was telling you about like the struggle and shit and being where I'm from. After high school, it's like you're after high school, so it's time to like do something. You know, you're just not a kid anymore. So I was just trying to like get money because I was working this paper out with my mom.
So
and
you already knew like what it was kind of like going into the real world type shit.
Yeah, and I was just tired of working this paper out, so I just like started selling weed and shit, trapping out of the subway before the Migos made the song. So I wasn't even focused on rapping, even though like it was such a part of my identity. I just started like trapping and stuff, and
Damn. So how did that go for you?
it went pretty good when it was just weed.
Damn. So you got into like other shit.
Yeah, for sure, man. There was a part where I got into this phase where I was going to the raves a lot around like 19, 20, like a year after high school.
Right.
And I ended up getting into selling Molly and shit.
Wait, what year is this? This is like 2013, 14, 15?
So I graduated 2012, so 13, 14 around. the
Yeah,
time
that's
it
when
is.
that's when the Molly was the real Molly.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
we were doing great things for the community,
Yo,
man.
yo, shout out to ain't nothing like a 2013 Molly.
No, that was such a good time. We were so wild, bro.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, Flocka wasn't even a thing around then, bro.
Yo, that shit came out. That shit changed.
You remember that?
That shit was scary.
The Molly?
No, the Flocka.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a legend right there.
Sure, respect.
So she started selling the Mollies.
Yeah, started selling the Mollies, and I was partying too. Obviously, I was doing drugs. If anybody hears my music, y'all know like I fuck with the substances, and so I started doing that, and then through that, I got into like selling little pills here and there. Then I got into like a selling cocaine phase at like bars and shit, and things got a little like turbulent and weird because like I feel like selling that substance comes with it's like a different energy.
I was just about to say that. It's an
Yeah.
unspoken energy. It's just it's more serious, more real.
Yeah, like you're up at 2 a.m. Junkies calling you, or not junk. I don't want to call them junkies.
Because they're more regular people that do it.
Yeah,
Trust me.
people calling your phone, people looking at you wide-eyed. Some people in the bar is nervous. You got this guy trying to sell blow too, so you selling blow. You're trying to go under the radar. Just a different energy, man. I met like different people, like dangerous people, serious people. So like I said the trapping went good when we just kept it at weed.
So then what made you decide, like, yo, I got to just completely slow this shit down?
Slow the shit down. Well, I just didn't like the lifestyle. I think the lifestyle kind of took control of me and all these different characters of the underworld that I was like
Dealing with.
And so I just stepped back and I went to Tennessee for a little bit just to clear my mind. Came back, got my mind right, and then I started trapping again, but just like selling weed and like mushrooms and shit.
Regular shit.
And that was a good vibe. We ride around in my Honda Civic from Plantation to Opelika to Pines to Hollywood.
And this time you weren't rapping when you were doing all this, so you were.
Oh yeah, I was rapping. I was always rapping.
But like I'm saying, like actively, like putting shit out, or
Around which time?
when you
Around when I was trapping cocaine and all the serious shit?
like after you stopped doing that.
Nah, I wasn't rapping.
You were just like you were
Trying-
still rapping, but you weren't like actively putting music out and shit like that.
Right. I was trying to get my life right. Trying to get my mind right.
So you come back from Tennessee, you got your clientele's build up, shit is going good. So then with that energy is where you decided like, yo, you know what, I'm gonna start rapping again, or like what happened to get you back into like actively rapping?
So I hit a rock bottom because like I was fucking with substances too, and I hit a rock bottom, and then I bounced back and got my shit back straight. And
Now, when you say a rock bottom, was it like a financial thing, or was it like an emotional thing, or was it like a combination
shit.
of
Well,
everything?
let's talk about it. You
Let's
want to talk about it?
Of course.
Fucking I dropped the tape a time before now to tell the Psycho or Baby, and that kind of like details like some of like the negative like effects of like drug use. So I had like there was a couple times that I went through psychosis.
Wow.
And just like breaks from reality. I was out here tweaking. I was out here gooking about 1 or 2 times. So through that you kind of gotta like rewire your brain and like.
This was like off of coke or like?
Nah. This was off pills.
Oh shit, like Xanax and shit.
Yeah.
Bro,
Xans.
honestly, bro, Xanax is one of the worst.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely one of the worst drugs because it's like you just wake up the next day and you don't remember shit.
You could have done anything.
Bro, you could have done anything, bro. And like you'll wake up and like I don't know about anybody else, but I'll wake up with a fucking 3 Crunch bars in my pocket.
Ice cream over here.
25 missed calls, and you don't even want to look at your phone because you're like, yo, I know I caused a disturbance.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Where's my money? Where's my money, bro?
Yo,
It's like,
for a
trying
fact.
to figure out what the fuck he did.
And the thing is that it's like, I feel like now, like, it's it's sad about a lot of the shit that happened, but I'm just glad at least now us the people were more aware. Because I feel like during those times, bro, like nobody knew the real effects of Xanax and shit like that. And like especially because it's like, the generation before us, they called shit different shit. So like you would hear bars, but
sticks,
right? But you wouldn't know that they were talking about Xanax. Well, I personally didn't. Or like when they would talk about blues, I didn't know they were talking about like Percocets and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, oh, okay.
That's what was going on.
Y'all could have educated us a little bit more.
For sure.
So,
But I feel like our generation went even more crazier with the.
Oh, for
I don't know
sure.
if we're from the same.
yeah, no, bro, we're the same age.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We
Yeah.
went way crazier within the previous generation.
Oh,
but-
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because they were just like kind of smoking and drinking. We were.
We were all out, man. But wow.
So you were there. You were fucked up.
Yeah.
So let's keep going in regards to that.
I was there. I was fucked up. I stayed up for 7 days straight off of like Adderall and Xans and shit, just trying to like crack the secrets of the universe, thinking I was on like a spiritual journey, and just made a fool of myself between like a really good girl that I was dating at the time. And,
Damn.
I always remember that. And also with my mother too. I remember she found like 100 Xans in a duffel bag and then flushed it. But
Damn.
So
So that was a whole nother problem.
that was a whole nother problem. But I think I had bigger problems than like trying to sell drugs.
Pay back a plug or whatever. It
Yeah,
could be.
yeah. Well, always cash on deck.
Okay.
That's like always cash on deck. That's how I like to keep it.
Yeah.
don't want people calling your phone. But
when you take that L, you take that L.
It's
like you got to decide to rebuild. So damn, so she flushed the 100th ends.
Yeah, because I was tripping.
Damn.
And that's good for her.
So that was the moment that you were like, this shit is out of hand? Or like, what was the moment that you decided like, yo, I need to make that change in my life to get the person that we see today?
The change in my, well, it was around that time. Well, things were falling. Like I had a really good relationship with a woman that fell apart. I knew that I was going crazy because like, I just knew that I wasn't articulating my words like how I usually would. I knew my brain wasn't working the same way. Shit got dark, so it's like something around in that time, I just knew like this wasn't the way for me. So I started working on, myself and being better. And then that's when I came out in 2018 and started working the circuit again and like became somebody.
So
like
that's how you that was around the time that you tapped in with Minds Wide?
Yeah,
So
for sure when I became a new man.
So let's talk about like how you even got introduced to Minds Wide and how you met Luke and everyone.
Yo, Element put me on. Because Element was always, Element Jetson, he was always on this music. Like, he was always putting shit out, bro. Like,
shout out to Element Jetson.
For sure. He probably has, like, 10 albums. So, he's always been working. And then I saw him doing his thing. And I was like, yo, put me on. Or I don't know if I asked him to put me on or he just put me on. And then I came through for the Morning Coffee freestyle, which today was, like, the 4-year anniversary.
I think you came to open mic before that, right?
Perhaps.
I think that was because it started because you, Element, and Malcolm were all friends in high school, right? Mm-hmm. I know Malcolm since high school, but like we started freestyling after high school together, and then when I started putting on the open mics, he was the DJ. He's one of my closest friends. Shout out to Malcolm, fucking legend.
When I came to the open mic, did I have blonde hair?
No, it was pre-blonde. Yeah, I remember you going blonde.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I might have came to an open mic first then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was after I came up and I came back from hell and I was like fucking like
no
my shit.
No argument here. Shout out to I'm just clarifying that particular era.
yeah, for sure. There's a lot of errors.
So before we get too deep into that,
when you became the dragon.
Oh yes, the dragon. Yeah.
What was like that one moment that you were like, I'm gonna be all right? Like that one step that you took to get to where you're at now that was like that defining step.
I had a shroom trip and I realized like I felt like I experienced like eternity in like the span of a minute. And then that like gave me an epiphany that, yo, like shit could change right now if you wanted to. All you got to do is just like accept that moment for what it is and then move forward.
Wow.
So then from that, I just started changing like the daily habits of my life, going to the gym, not doing drugs, going to work, having goals, becoming a manager of like a restaurant. Like
just different things.
It's just different things of like bettering yourself, and that's why I'm so big on self-love and like, being good to yourself.
You've been through so much that it's like, if you didn't love yourself, who knows where you would be.
Right, absolutely.
I could definitely agree with that. So you start working the circuit again, and like you were like receiving love off the rip, or like did it take a little while to kind of get back in the flow of things, or how did that go?
I always had talent, so it's like
for sure.
I always had talent. Like the talent was there. So I wouldn't say I was receiving like attention. Like people thought it was dope. There was an energy around when that South Florida wave was going on. So there was just like an energy in the air, and like everybody was just like believing in everybody. So it's like by me just doing my thing within that era, I kind of just got the love. Because it was like, oh, I see the talent. Plus, there's people from this around a town that are actually making it. It's like, oh, we might fuck with you because you might actually make it too, because we've seen it happen with a couple other people.
Right. So this is like pre I Hate Cocaine, or this is like that was the one that got you back in the scene, or like when did that song come about?
I Hate Cocaine. I Hate Cocaine came with like while I was becoming like this new person and like stepping into the scene, making my rounds, like meeting people, actually networking and shit. I'm sorry, did I answer your question? First of all, I want to say this is an awesome interview.
No, bro.
Right.
Bro, you're an excellent conversationalist.
Yeah.
Like, this is a great story. So, no, I'm saying, like, when you made the song, that was, like, the song that started getting you that traction in the scene? Because, I mean, whenever, like,
So it wasn't the song first. It was me performing the song. Mm-hmm. And then it's like you perform the song, and it's like people see the energy and they hear the song, they hear the bass coming through the PA system.
Word.
And they're like, yo, this is dope. So I kept performing it. And then I hit it. Then I dropped it after I built up hype for it, and then it went on and did its thing.
Wow.
I mean, as an objective, conscientious observer of that era, you know, throwing a few of the very low-key open mics that you really presented that song extremely well at, which we have online available for people to see if they're curious. Whatever you watch online will never match the energy that people felt in that room type vibe. Like it's one of those, like, the reason I called him the Dragon was because after the first 2 performances, it like people were just waiting for his performance.
Yeah,
because all the same people showed up every time. So like by the 3rd one, everyone's like, "Yo, when does Kreek go on?" Like people were showing up to the event going, "Yo, what time is Kreek on?" Like I don't know how late I could be here.
Yeah, it was kind of a beautiful thing.
So
You were basically headlining without headlining.
Yeah.
You were headlining it, like people were waiting for that shit.
That's dope as fuck.
The energy was intense.
And
It was beautiful.
how did you feel?
I would brag about it so much.
I felt like I was on my way. I felt like everything that I worked towards was like, it was happening. I'm doing the work, and then I'm receiving the love, and I felt like I was on my way for real. And then I had Lil Fort with me around that time, and people were loving his music because he makes really awesome music.
Little Fortnite, right?
Yeah. So now he goes by the name of Lil
Currently
Fort.
love for it.
Yeah, Love Fort.
Yeah.
And
At the time, Lil Fortnite.
yeah, he makes real good music too, and people were loving him. And it's just like, it just felt like we were on our way for sure. Plus with the whole energy that I was talking about.
Like everything going on around the scene. Now that's one thing too that honestly it really surprised me. Like when I seen that you were like tapped in with like Baby G and Louis Savage.
Yeah.
Because like you hear your music and it's like, you know, it's a lot different from what they do.
Yeah,
but then it's like when y'all make music together, it works.
Yeah.
So how did like that relationship develop with both of them?
I think with just being genuine, especially with like per se like Baby G. So I would just like make my rounds, go out to the shows. I would be going dolo, just tapping in with the people, and I was just like genuinely supporting people, loving to see, because I really do this rap shit. So I was just loving to see people like do their art and rap, and then that genuine like awe for like what's going on around me kind of just transpired into like a couple cool like friendships. I'm more closer with Baby G because we would always like I'm not really like the like come around when there's like hundreds of people around, but like once we're on the one-on-one and we're really tapped in, like we're really tapped in, and that's how that happened, just through like genuine energy. And he's a genuine dude, and yeah.
Nah, he's a real good dude, man. Shout out to Baby G.
Shout out to Baby G.
Sat down with him a couple times. So just from you being yourself, you kind of just were able to like develop different relationships and things like that. So I mean, that's, you know,
it's kind of weird, right? Because like how I make music is like exactly what you said, but it's like how does he fit in between?
But the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of people don't know, and like I learned through having conversations with G. Like he's a hip hop head.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
you know, he really likes that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for people who probably see him on the surface, they wouldn't think that. But like, if you have the type of conversations that we're talking about, then you can definitely see that, and it makes perfect sense why you guys would link, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Oddball was your most recent project, right?
Nah, I just dropped Route 66 last Sunday. That's my third
Last
project.
Sunday?
Yeah, that's my third project in a year span because I wanted to go crazy.
Sheesh.
Yeah, because the last time I was here, I was like, I'm going to do this. So then I made sure I did what I was talking about.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, let's start with the first project, then we'll work from there. What was the first project that you dropped this year?
In a year span, it was a time before now, The Tale of Psych Ward Baby.
And that's the one that you were saying that you were documenting the...
About kind of like the trials and tribulations of like mental health, but like trapping, but also like dealing with like the death of my little brother, but then also being vulnerable to be like to talk about the challenges that I faced with like mental health and like using substances and it going wrong for me. So that was a very vulnerable album. Oddball was kind of more like a really like free, fun album. It was kind of me like accepting myself for being weird and different and not.
I love the cover too.
Thank you.
That bird just looks so majestic.
That was done by my boy Shackle Spill, all the way out in California.
Very dope.
We collaborate on that, and
So you felt like the Psych Ward Baby album was like you kind of had to get those emotions out
For sure.
to be able to do a project like Oddball.
Absolutely.
Word.
And I had to be my free weird self on Oddball to be able to make the great songs that I made on Route 66.
Let's talk about that project. So how did that whole concept come about for you?
Route 66?
Yeah.
It was just always been a dream of mine to be like driving down Route 66. It could really be any highway.
I'm
but-
on the highway.
Yes, sir.
Oh my. I already know.
Just driving down a highway in a 1969 Mustang, 72 Mustang. Maybe got a pit bull riding in the passenger. Just
Damn,
fucking,
John
you know
Wick,
what I
calm
mean?
down.
Like, that's my shit right there. I always had that in my mind, you know? So,
Boss 302.
yeah. So that's the inspiration behind the title. And it's just about me, like, living my dreams now. You know, not being bogged down, finding balance, doing what I want to do, and not being bogged down by any external forces or internal forces, for that matter.
Facts. I mean, you were talking about the highway, so I guess we should talk about one of my favorite songs from you, I-95.
Okay, yeah,
You know
word
what I'm
up.
saying?
Yes, sir.
How did that song come about for you?
All right, shout out my boy Samori.
That shit just is intense.
You think
like,
so?
Like in a good way though, like, cause that's the one thing that like before I actually like really chopped it up with you, like I always had this feeling that like you just have like a real passionate, like intense energy, like
For sure.
like you're an intense person, like, but not to say like, oh, like you're unapproachable intense, cause you
Yeah.
know there's that type of, but it's just like I could just tell you're very passionate about everything that you do. You
That's
know
a
what
good
I'm
point. He's a good cross section of approachable and intense.
saying? Right.
I'm
Right.
for sure passionate.
That perfect longitude and latitude.
So sometimes my passion gets me in trouble because like I'm so passionate. Like I remember when I was staying with my nana, right? When I got kicked out of my house.
Shout
and then,
out,
like,
Nana.
Shout out Nana for sure. I gotta call her. And then like there's like my cousin from another state who was staying with Nana too, and I was talking to him trying to like motivate him to do good in school. But I was so passionate, she thought I was trying to recruit him into a gang.
Wow.
Yeah, so like, yeah, she was like, "Don't be talking to Darrell like that," and I was like, "Damn, I was trying to motivate him."
Yeah.
that's the intensity, that's the passion.
Right. So that song I-95, you said you were working with.
Oh, Samori, yeah, he's a producer out of London. We tapped in on SoundCloud.
Oh,
and,
shit.
Yeah, he's cool as shit. We're tapped in. I like making friends, and yeah, so he sent me the beat. I asked him to cook me up something after I already bought like a beat from him. And he cooked it up for me, and then that's what I heard. It just had a bounce to it.
That
Like, boom. Yeah, it had a nice fast pace, nice bounce. And like, this is how I ride. I want to talk about like, you know, a certain part of my life. So I created that, you know, driving down I-95, taking this exit, that exit.
That's fucking
Big vibes on I-95.
That's
I'm going to get a bag till I'm home.
Yo.
Ain't trying to get rope. You know what I mean?
One thing too.
I played that one too many times for him.
One thing, and that's one of the original 30 songs on the first Proximity playlist.
Hell yeah.
You know
Good
what I'm
looking.
saying?
That's,
So, like,
damn, that's a good point.
Yeah, it is for sure, for sure. It's still crazy that we used to do 30 songs a week.
Yeah, that was ambitious.
Yo.
Yeah, I had like 2 hour like episodes.
But we still have 2-3 hour.
Well, no, it's 2.5 every time minimum.
Yeah.
Every week, no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what happens.
Still,
But yeah, we used to go fucking 30 songs. You know what I'm saying?
which is like 3.5.
yeah,
Oh, sheesh.
easily. You know what I'm saying? And
I was still there for it though. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I mean,
Hopefully one day you could pull up on a Saturday, man. We
Yeah.
would love to have you.
For proximity,
yeah,
Yeah.
y'all would have me
Of
at
course,
proximity.
of
Bro.
course. Bro,
On a
honestly,
heartbeat.
I feel like
a heartbeat.
for somebody to get their own Florida vibe, of course they could get on Proximity.
That's
You know
lit.
what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
it's like if you could get your own solo interview, why wouldn't we want to just have a conversation with you?
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah, for sure.
For sure, for sure. So,
No brainer.
you know, we talked about a lot, you know, we talked a lot about, you know, what your professional side, but what does like Jaymond Kreek do to relax?
To relax,
Like, how do you enjoy your downtime?
enjoy my downtime. I like to take like 3 hits off the blunt and really just like get into that vibe of relaxation from the marijuana. I like to meditate for like at least 10 minutes and like really try to clear my mind and be aware of my thoughts.
Word. How do you meditate?
I kind of just see it as like being consciously aware of the thoughts in your mind. I mean, and it's natural to interact with the passing thoughts, but I feel like the importance of meditation is to be conscious that you're just you're in the seat in the middle, being aware of all that's passing by.
Word.
And it's just focus on your breathing and consciously breathe. And try to stay focused on that point. You're gonna like get lost in the wave of like thoughts sometimes, but it's important to bring yourself back to the shore and focus back on your breathing.
Nah, that's really cool, man. I'm asking because like I feel like I need something like that. You know what I'm saying? To add to my life, like.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. This is like the second interview that I did, like recently, like because we did the interview with Day.
Okay.
And like, it's like you'll say something, and of course you're speaking in general, but it's like you're talking to me. Like I needed to.
Like it hit. Like
I needed to sit down with you and Day this week, like especially with like the week that I've had. It's like it's just like refreshing to hear certain things that you're like, oh okay.
I feel like that's God. You know what I mean? Like God working through all of us to like, to give us what we need.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So what do you have planned next? Like what's next for Jaymond Kreek?
Shit.
Wait, I feel like before that,
we do whatever you want to do.
We didn't even talk about art, bro. Like, come on now. Like,
yeah,
art,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
What kind?
His visual art, his painting art,
Oh.
his canvas art.
For sure.
Like, something that is very inspiring, very cool. Like, we have a Jaymond Kreek piece in our house, and
Oh, word up.
everybody.
I was hoping to get him over for a smoke session, make that a surprise, but okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Now
cool.
he knows he gave it to me,
Yeah, I did, man.
It's there. You
but
know what I'm saying?
it's prominently hung.
What was your inspiration when it comes to like your art style?
My inspiration was probably the passion. Obviously, I have some influences and shit, but it's just kind of the passion of trying to like create this feeling and this vibe of what I'm trying to create. So the piece that you're speaking of that's in your house, that's called Chasing Enlightenment. And through the story that we've the conversation that we've had, you can probably see how like my goal of chasing enlightenment has been hectic at times.
I'm gonna look at it now with a whole different perspective.
Yeah, and
I understand it a little bit different now that we have this conversation.
For sure. But yeah, I'm inspired by like artists like obviously Basquiat, Keith Redding, Ralph Steadman. I like art. I think it's cool. I think it's riveting. I think it can captivate people, and when you have people's attention enough to captivate, like that's what it's all about.
Especially when it's like abstract art and shit like that, because that's like more of my style. Like I like a beautiful canvas, but like
technically skilled and shit.
Right, I like that shit, but at the same time, I like something that you're like, hold up, like what the fuck is going on here? And it's like 5 different people have 5 different interpretations of it. Like it's the type of shit that I like. Also, before we get into the future, let's talk about the conversation realm.
Oh, the conversation realm. Yeah, that was So I like to have the conversation realm.
You said was.
That was an idea.
It
Okay,
was
my bad.
That later came.
I was just worried that you
that
were
was an
gonna stop
idea
doing
that later came into fruition.
My bad.
There
My
we
bad.
go.
I just got concerned. I didn't want to see the end of it.
Yeah, no, not at all, man.
Apologies.
I just feel like I'm so much more bigger than like a rapper, and I didn't want to wait for me to blow up to start doing certain things. So I started the conversation realm because like I'm great with one-on-ones with people, and I just wanted to like do research on artists, and eventually I want to talk to politicians and shit, and preachers and spiritual gurus. I want to talk to all types of people and have these conversations.
Word.
So.
Yeah, no, I like how it looks like visually. I mean, I seen the one that you did with Yuki.
Yeah.
Well,
you see how I play with it a little bit? Yeah.
It's just like, like, and honestly, when you did that one, I was actually surprised because like, it's hard to get a lot of words out of Yuki.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Akira, or
or Billy Franco.
So many names that he goes by that you're just like.
Yeah.
I remember he was calling himself Sex Bomb at one point.
Akira Sex Bomb, Tokyo Sex Pistol.
Yes,
yeah.
What the fuck else? Sin Hardy, Sin's Revenge. That's the homie, man.
Now it's Yuki.
Yeah, now it's Yuki, and tomorrow maybe something else.
Yeah, I remember.
Good branding.
I remember we did a show and he was performing, and he was like, he just went from, I guess, Sex Bomb to Yuki.
Yeah.
And like I'm still calling him Sex Bomb. So like I'm on the mic and I'm introducing and I'm like getting the whole crowd. We're like sex.
That's
like,
lit. That's kind of lit as hell. How do you feel about that?
He was, but he's
Yeah.
You know how he is. So he was just like whatever and did his songs and did. But
I like the way he performs now because I met him in a mosh pit. Not to get off on a tangent. I met him in a mosh pit years ago. But I like the way he performs now from what I've seen on the gram and shit. He kind of like just chill performing, walks around while this like maniac music is like playing.
Yeah,
he has so much personality on stage. I think it's interesting.
Very interesting, man. Very interesting. Who are like some of the artists from like around here that you fuck with or like you find their music good, even if you don't know them personally, but just like make good music. Maybe you like to work with them.
I fuck with Bonesy the Kid. I fuck with Donald J. I fuck with Baby G. I fuck with DMT Alpi. I got a project produced by him coming out soon. I mean, produced by me. Like we got a project called The Landing.
Yo, I was excited
produced
to
by
hear that.
me. All produced by me.
Fire.
Yeah, coming out soon.
Alpi's a monster freestyler.
Big time.
He will not stop. You can't stop him. You could try. You're not gonna. You could interrupt him and freestyle over him. He's not gonna stop.
Sheesh.
It's awesome because
I
he's
can
so
tell
tapped
you.
into the craft. Yeah. He knows what's
He's a
up.
monster.
Yeah, Alpi, fucking locally. That's all. If I'm forgetting, my bad. Anybody, because I like to show love, and if I ever was watching an interview, I would want for people to say my name. But if anybody's tapped in with me, y'all know it's like love and it's like genuine like vibes.
Word. Always, man.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about you, man. You're a very genuine guy.
Try.
And that's why the scene responds to you so well, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because, there's a lot of people, bro, like, especially in what we do, you know what I'm saying? That they're just like,
There's like masks and stuff.
it's
and,
like, it's like just so like you meet them and you're like, all right, what do you want from me?
right.
Like, all right, what do you want from me?
Right.
Like, but with you, it's like I could just tell that, from our conversations, our interactions, that you're just a real genuine dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like even after this, like, you might just hit me up to see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like with other people, I'd probably feel like, what's going on? But like with you, like I know that it's genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like just from, of course, what Luke said about you and, seeing you and now actually like, getting to meet you, conversate with you. So it's like, I just want to say, I appreciate everything you've done for Minds Wide Open because, without, your efforts, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today 3 or 4 years later.
Word up, man.
You know what I'm saying? And no, and like that's why I hold that Field Records, you guys, like all the Minds Wide OGs, like I hold them to a certain level and I respect them.
Shit, you gonna say that? We're gonna run through a few names.
If I'm missing anyone, but like we always
shout out Dirty Game.
Yeah,
Shout out Dirty Game.
Shout out
Entirely
LaFort. Shout out
don't know.
LaFort, man. My bad. Sorry.
shout out to LaFort.
Keep going.
I play some.
Zanaya,
I play some.
all
Oh, shout out Zanaya. Shout
All
out
that.
Zanaya. I don't know what she's doing right
Jets
now. I
and the
think she's
King.
off the gram.
Yo,
MCC, even though he knows
Shout out
already.
MCC. Shout out Lemon Justin.
What happened to Zanaya?
Save Mars. I fucking can't wait for your triumphant return.
Yeah, Save
We're all
Mars.
pensive on that.
I don't know what happened to Zanaya.
Cause like I always hear about her on the intro, but the thing is that like
She was awesome.
I've talked to a lot of people, like people that like put shit together, like Alex from the Dead, and like they get excited when they hear her name. So I'm like there has to be something with her.
Yeah, it's just we haven't heard from her in a little while, but we still just hold that love for her. You know what I
Word.
mean? So like even if she doesn't want to return, she gets that love. If she wants to return, she's gonna get that love. You know what I mean?
Word.
You think I released a lot of music? She was going hard too. She released a lot of projects.
Bro, she had a run.
Yeah, she had a run.
Gabe,
bro.
look at me, look crazy for that.
Yeah,
Nah,
I don't know
I'm
what the
just
fuck
like
you want me to say
I'm
after
just
that.
listening to both of y'all. I'm just like damn.
me, Zanaya, and LaFort, and like a couple homies. We would vibe. We would ascend with each other and make music.
That was a period.
And vibe. It was a period, man. Oh, shout out Gold Midas. Shout out the Dollar Menu Boys and Recognize.
Yo, talk about the ones who haven't stopped dropping.
Yeah, they haven't
Non-stop.
stopped. They giving me some motherfucking
I feel
competition.
bad now. Non-stop Dollar Menu and Gold Midas have been dropping for the past 5 years.
Who's Dollar Menu?
That's their collective.
Gold
They're-
Midas is
I
like
know
the
Gold Midas, like, I
Q-tip
know the name.
of the tribe that is
Dollar
Menu. Does that metaphor work for you?
No, it makes perfect sense.
That's what it is.
Okay. So
And
he's-
we've freestyled to.
No, I know
beats
Gold.
of
I
his
know
now.
Gold Midas. Like I know the name. I've seen him.
You've heard
he
songs
produced a
also.
song on your project.
I've forced you to listen to play like 5 times. Play.
Yeah, he produced that too.
It's,
That was
Gold Midas and Creek.
I don't remember that one.
that's what-
Dog.
I'm being honest. I don't remember that one. I
Well,
know
you gotta
Jaymond
work out
Kreek,
to it. You
and
won't
I,
ever
and I
forget
know Gold Midas. You feel me? Like,
That's
I know
a
the
workout song. That's like a
Shout out them boys. Them boys are
name.
play.
Any
is
other
such a
shout outs
banger.
you got?
shit in my brain right now. I'll let it come to me.
Nah,
man. I
man.
don't got
We'll shout
nothing
him out in the comments.
Shout out Gabe Avelli.
Gabe recognized LPs.
Yes, sir.
All the Dominicans.
Yo, shout out to all the Dominicans, man. Shout out to all my primos out there,
For
man.
real,
They
man.
know it's love.
Tengo la
Valley.
pámpara prendida. You already know.
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So now I feel comfortable asking the question.
That's what it takes to get them comfortable.
What's next for Jaymond Kreek?
What's next for Jaymond Kreek, man? I think I'm just gonna be stepping into an even more like genuine lifestyle for myself.
I love it, bro.
I love making music, but I just don't. That's not. I'm bigger than that, and that's not all I am. I still want to provide value to people, so I might write a book. I'm going to continue building my platform, doing conversation realms.
RHV.
RHV.
If this conversation was a snippet of like an autobiography that you could write, I think you got to write that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Cap. No cap, bro.
It's got a story.
Since we're going off on a tangent,
Yes, sir.
I used to know this dude, right? Like OG gang member.
Okay.
That like I used to like buy weed from and shit, hang out with. And this nigga, he would get like drunk and high
Off of pickle juice.
off of pickle juice.
I gotta call attention to it. I'm sorry. Man's just drinking pickle juice.
Yeah, yo, that's lit as hell.
That's
Yeah,
my dog.
this is pickle juice moonshine, dog.
Yeah, and he got a pickle Rick bong in his car.
I believe that.
So he used to get like we used to get like drunk and high and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and he would like talk about like his like stories of like being a gang member in Miami and coming up. But this motherfucker in prison wrote a book.
Oh shit.
So he would get like so drunk and high to the point that he would start reading like excerpts of the book.
From like inside, like just from his dome?
No. He would take the book like he had physical and just
okay.
open to a random page and just start reading it. But like me and the homies,
Like a sermon.
That's
Yeah,
chain
but-
gang niggas. I know niggas like
but we would be
that.
so fucked up that we'd be like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
No, for real?
Yo,
and like we
sermon.
would like listen to the stories and shit. Like, bro, that shit is crazy, bro.
It probably still meant something important.
Yeah.
That you could
Stories
take in.
Them stories were crazy, bro. Like,
It was like an actual like movie. Like, that's beautiful. I feel like you never really get to like enjoy like people's stories, like actual people talking to you.
so that's exactly where my mind was going because it brings you back to like fucking the campfires and
Yeah.
stories that would be passed down from elders to elders and shit like
sir.
that. Like,
Bards.
now it's like we just sit here and watch movies and fucking YouTube videos and shit. Like,
Hey,
but
I mean, some people that make YouTube videos do bard content.
they do.
Hey, there's one that makes bardcore.
I mean, what?
Bardcore?
Hardcore?
Yeah, you got it.
No.
I didn't
I'll send you a link. The bardcore is real.
Bardcore? What like? Okay, please send me a link.
An example is the one I sent you recently.
Hiren?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's bardcore.
Is that a
He
genre?
coined it. Yeah.
All right, say less.
Well, you talking about a style of music.
Yeah, you know what a bard is? Like they sung in old like saloons or you know.
That was like a story.
Yeah, like they had lutes or guitars and they were a single guy singing a story to a group of drunks.
Okay. Nah.
Okay.
That's
I
a
didn't know
bard.
about that.
That's what a bard is.
Damn.
Bardcore for sure.
That's crazy because, there used to be this, I don't want to say a drunk, but he was like, a guy.
It be like that.
It's okay. he drank.
He liked the
What,
songs.
you don't got to label it. He drank.
He drank a lot. You know what I'm saying? But he would pull up with his guitar and he would kind of do shit like that. Like, tell us little stories and shit. Like,
That's lit.
bro, on Christmas, he would pull up to your crib and, like, Christmas carol every neighbor.
How you
Like-
feel about that?
I thought that shit was dope.
Okay.
Cause like I'm like that's some shit that you only see in movies, but like I could sit here and tell you and like I could like call my mom, my sister, and like yo, the shit really happened, bro. Like they knocking on your door and it's like 3 Puerto Rican dudes and they just singing to you.
Oh, that's lit as
Yeah.
hell. I thought it was just one person.
Nah, like 3 of them.
3 in the semi hood. That's like, their karma.
Dog,
That's a
exactly, bro. Like that's the one thing too is like
That's an act of God.
this is how you know that you're just a conversationalist because we just go from that to like,
Yeah.
like I'm grateful for like the neighborhood I grew up in because it was like
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up like not too far from here. I grew up on 62nd and Madison Street, so that's like West Hollywood.
West Hollywood?
Not too far from MacArthur.
Okay,
But like
I
I,
understand.
What is
feel
Madison by? My bad.
like Plunkett, Dewey.
Oh, okay.
like
Plunkett helps.
62nd basically. But like my neighborhood was like literally like on some Hey Arnold shit. Like I knew every single neighbor. The neighbors had kids. We would come outside. We would play. Like
What?
Get
They'd
into
be like,
fucking-
move it, football head.
right, like get into fights and all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like. I don't even know where we got from that, but man, shout out to my neighborhood.
Yeah, shout out to the neighborhood.
everything
man.
between Plunkett and what was the other one?
From Madison to Plunkett.
Yo,
man.
Madison to Plunkett.
Shout out the
to
whole.
all y'all.
Shout out, fuck that. Shout out the whole 62nd. Dog.
Uh-oh.
Like,
Yeah, ooh,
the whole
ooh,
62.
talk about it,
man.
talk about
From
it.
Hollywood Boulevard to Pembroke Road, man. Shout out the whole 62nd.
I mean, whilst we're
man.
here, we might as well go 5'8" to 6'2". Shout
That's
out
it.
everybody there.
Yo, shout out the whole Hollywood, man. Shout out the whole Pines.
Shout out Broward. Let's go.
Shout out South Florida.
No, let's not go crazy.
No,
See, but you gotta understand though.
I'm
it's like-
joking. I'm joking.
And
okay.
we
I
could,
was- I
like
don't know if
we
the
could
kids-
talk about it because like we're coming from that other side of Broward.
Yeah.
Like when like you realize there's like 3 different Browards. That's what
Yes.
like DQ coined that phrase of there's 3 different Browards because like bro, like you could think you're the shit in Hollywood and Pines and Miramar. You're the fucking man. But bro, you pass 30 minutes north on Atlantic, nobody fucking know you.
Yeah.
And like those motherfuckers got their own wave of shit going on. You know what I'm saying?
Trunk and like
All that shit. North Lauderdale.
Lauderdale.
They got their own shit going on, and it's
Yeah.
like you don't even know until you actually start to venture out. So it's like people like us were bridging that gap more and more every day with the music and the content that we create. Man, you're a very special dude, Jaymond.
Thank you.
For real, man. Like you bring a great energy to everything that you do, man. I
Thank
wish you nothing but success, bro. Like stay on that grind, bro. Like I'm really grateful for this conversation.
Hey,
it was
that's what's up, bro.
It was just as much for me as it was for you. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, and
saying?
it was a lot for me, bro. This shit's lit as hell. Like we talked, like it was great.
Like-
Words can't express.
Like we definitely got to continue to build, man. Route 66, Oddball, Psych Ward Baby, 3 albums in 1 year, man. Y'all
Yes,
give
sir.
my man his motherfucking
Monster.
respect.
Yes, sir.
Y'all run that shit up. And man, y'all make sure y'all tune into us the day after tomorrow at 2 p.m. We will be live at Proximity FM where we will be playing some music by the homie Jaymond Kreek, man.
Hey,
God
lit.
willing.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
your boy Gabe Avelli, man. This has been another episode of the Florida Vibe Directory. Shout out to the whole Minds Wide motherfucking team, the man on the booth, Cool Hand Luke. We here, man. If you ain't doing shit, man, just pop in another video. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do and enjoy the content, man, because we definitely got a lot more coming.
We got it.
Shout out to everyone that's been supporting us, man. Shout out to every single subscriber that we've been getting.
Love you.
Shout out to everybody
it.
that's
I love
been
it.
just tapping in, bro, seeing us, and people that show love in public.
You are him.
Even the ones that say they, not showing love or the haters, man. Shout out.
You're
to
still him.
Shout out to the haters because we need y'all too, bro. Because like you said, it ain't all love out here.
It's not our love, and we need that promo.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean?
Yes, sir. We need you to talk about us.
This is a call to action for our haters to please post clips that you don't like of us. We would greatly not appreciate that. Wink, wink.
Like, yo, Minds Wide Open subreddit coming soon. So
Let's go.
Y'all could get all y'all hate off, man. Real shit.
Sure. Yo,
Yes,
peace,
sir.
Peace,
This is
peace,
Anaya.
peace,
It's
peace.
the righteous vigilante Jaymond Kreek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is Namestream, never mainstream. You're tuning into Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You are now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.